How to crochet the Easy Lace Claire vest.
To make this beautiful vest, you're going to need 4 balls of Be So Tender yarn. It's worsted weight, 100% organic cotton. And to make the vest, you're going to need 4 balls. 19 colors, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to be using color Cloud. Let's get started. I'm using a size H or 5mm crochet hook. And first you want to tie your yarn onto your crochet hook in whichever method you prefer. You can use a slip knot, a solid knot, doesn't really matter, whichever you prefer is absolutely fine. We're going to start with a foundation oval, which is to chain 4. And then work a treble stitch in the 4th chain from our hook. When you're counting back 4 chains, you'd never count the loop on your hook. That's your working loop. So the first chain would be here, second, third, and 4th. A treble stitch is yarn over twice, insert your hook in the 4th chain from your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. A treble stitch is made and our first foundation oval is complete. I'll show you that again. Chain 4 and treble stitch in the 4th chain from your hook. We need a total of 15 foundation ovals for our setup row. Download the free pattern on my website. You'll find a link to that in the video description box for this video, and you're going to need 15 foundation ovals to begin the actual vest. If you are modifying in any way, you're going to need a multiple of 3 foundation ovals for whatever size you're making. If you want 7 repeats, you're going to need 7 times 3 or 21 foundation ovals. For the vest that is in the free pattern, you need 5 repeats. 5 times 3 is 15 foundation ovals. But again, it's a multiple of 3. Right now I have 9 foundation ovals complete, and that's what I'm going to use to show you this tutorial. In the tutorial, we're going to do not only the stitch pattern, but also how to create the armhole openings, and that can all be done on this reduced size sample. Row 1 begins with a chain 5. Which counts as a double crochet chain 2. So the first 3 chains would be the double crochet portion, and the second 2 chains would be the chain 2 portion. We're going to start by single crocheting into the first foundation oval, like that. We're going to work 7 double crochets into the next foundation oval. Yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the oval, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, we have 7 double crochets in the second oval. In the next oval, we're going to work a single crochet, chain 5. In the next oval, single crochet. In the next oval, 7 double crochets. In the next foundation oval, single crochet, chain 5. In the next foundation oval, single crochet. In the next foundation oval, 7 double crochets. Single crochet in the next foundation oval, chain 2, and double crochet in the last chain at the end of the row. Let's set our work down. Okay, so we have that. Remember the chain 5 counted as a double crochet, chain 2 at the beginning of the row? Well, we mirrored that with an actual chain 2 and double crochet at the end of the row. And we should have a 7 double crochet shell for as many number of repeats as we did for the vest. If you were doing the actual size in the pattern, you would have 5 of these because we did 5 repeats. If you were going to do 7, you'd have 7 repeats. I'm using 3 repeats with a foundation of 9 ovals to show you the reduced size sample. This is what the end of row 1 should look like. Row 2 begins with a chain 1, turn your work, and single crochet into the top of the double crochet in the row below. Now over the next 7 double crochets, we're going to work double crochet, chain 1 in each of the first 6. And in the 7th double crochet, just work a double crochet. It'll look like that. Single crochet in the next chain 5 space, and repeat this across. 1 double crochet, chain 1 in each of the next 6 double crochets. And double crochet in the 7th. Single crochet in the next chain 5 space. Okay, when we come to the end of the row, we're going to single crochet into the top of the double crochet portion of that chain 5 from the beginning of the row previous. So you're going to count up 3 chains and single crochet. This is what the end of row 2 should look like. Row 3 begins with a chain 8, which counts as a double crochet, chain 5. So the first 3 chains count as the double crochet, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains count as a chain 5 space. We're going to skip, we turned our work, we're going to skip the first chain 1 space and single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Chain 5, skip 2 chain 1 spaces and single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 5, skip 1 chain 1 space and double crochet in the next single crochet. And this is what the first repeat should look like. You want to repeat this across the entire row. Skip the last chain one space and double crochet in the last single crochet at the end of the row. This is what the end of row 3 should look like. Row 4 begins with a chain 5, which counts as a double crochet chain 2. We're going to turn our work and single crochet into the first chain 5 space. In the next chain 5 space, we're going to work 7 double crochets. Single crochet in the next chain 5 space, chain 5, single crochet in the next chain 5 space, 7 double crochets in the next chain 5 space. And we're going to repeat this across. At the end of the row, we chain 2 and double crochet in the last stitch. Well, that is the top of the 3rd chain from the beginning of the previous row, because that counts as the double crochet portion. So into the 3rd of the top chain, we're going to work a double crochet. This is what the end of row 4 should look like. Row 5 begins with a chain 1. Turn your work, single crochet into the top of the double crochet, and then over the next 6 double crochets we're going to work double crochet chain 1, and double crochet in the 7th double crochet. Single crochet in the next chain 5 space, and we'll repeat this across. When you come to the end of the row, you want to single crochet into the double crochet portion of that chain 5 space at the beginning of the previous row. So if you count up 3 chains, that is the double crochet portion of it. And you want to single crochet in that last stitch. This is what the end of row 5 should look like. And if you recall, row 5 is actually a repeat of row 2. You want to repeat rows 3 through 5 throughout, and when you're ready to do the armhole opening, which is what I'll show you in the next segment, you want to make sure you end on a row 5. Is the foundation oval setup row in the middle of the vest. And to start the first side, we worked 1, 2, 3, 4 repeats of the pattern, ending on a row 5. And then to do the armhole opening, what you do is work across in the established pattern, but instead of working over the repeats that you want the armhole opening in, instead of working around the repeats, we're going to add foundation ovals again, skip those repeats, and then continue on in pattern. And that's what I'll show you on the reduced size sample now. Okay, on the reduced size sample, I'm going to work across the repeat here. I'm going to add foundation ovals to the center repeat, and then I'll work in the established pattern here. Now for however many repeats you're going to skip to create the armhole opening, you're going to need 3 foundation ovals. Each foundation oval is going to count as a chain 5 space, or 3 of them counts as a repeat. Let me show you what I mean. We'll start the row with a chain 8, which counts as a chain 3 for a double crochet and a chain 5 for the chain 5 space. Turn our work. Skip the first chain 1 space and single crochet in the next. Chain 5. Skip 2 chain 1 spaces and single crochet in the next. Chain 5. And double crochet in the next single crochet. Okay, so for however many repeats you're going to work in the established pattern, you want to make sure you have 3 chain 5 spaces. For however many repeats you're going to be skipping for the armhole opening, you want to have the same number of foundation ovals as chain 5 spaces you would put in there otherwise. So for skipping this middle one, I'm going to create 3 foundation ovals. And just as a reminder, it's a chain 4 and treble stitch into the 4th chain from your hook. On the vest pattern, I skipped 2 repeats, so I did 2 times 3 or 6 foundation ovals over that area. Okay, I've got 3 foundation ovals made, so now I'm going to skip the 3 repeats of the middle portion of the pattern, and we're going to double crochet in the next single crochet. Okay, so we really have the same thing we need for working the next row now. We needed 3 chain 5 spaces to work our next row of the pattern, and by skipping this repeat of the pattern and putting the same number of ovals, we have the same number of components that we'll need to work the next row of the pattern. And I'll show you what I mean when we get there. We'll work now the rest of the row in the established pattern, chain 5, skip 1 chain 1 space, single crochet in the next, chain 5, skip 2 chain 1 spaces, single crochet in the next, chain 5, and double crochet in the last single crochet. And that's what the armhole opening row will look like. This is worked on a base of row 3 of the stitch pattern. The next row will be a repeat of row 4 of the stitch pattern, but instead of working into chain 5 spaces, we'll be working the components into foundation ovals as well. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to chain 5, counts as a double crochet, chain 2, turn our work, single crochet in the first chain 5 space. We're going to work 7 double crochets in our next chain 5 space. Single crochet in the next chain 5 space. And now you basically want to just pretend like these foundation ovals are the next series of chain 5 spaces. So we'll chain 5, which is what we normally do on this pattern row, and we're going to single crochet in the next foundation oval. In the next foundation oval, work 7 double crochets. Single crochet in the next foundation oval, chain 5, and single crochet in the next chain 5 space. And so now we've worked the second repeat of our pattern exactly as we did over the repeat, but now the same stitches over the foundation ovals, and we have an armhole. So now we'll continue on in our established pattern to complete the row. And that's what your work should look like. On row 19 of the vest, we increase by one additional pattern repeat on each end of the row. So we're going to go from 5 repeats to 7. And I'm going to show you that now on our reduced size sample. So we're just changing the stitch variation at the beginning and end of the row. Otherwise, the stitch repeat is identical in the center. So we're going to start with a chain 5, which counts as a double crochet chain 2. And we're going to work 7 double crochets into this first chain 5 space. Chain 5, and work 7 double crochets into the next chain 5 space. Single crochet in the next chain 5 space, chain 5, single crochet in the next chain 5 space, and work in this established pattern until we get to the last 2 chain 5 spaces on this row. Okay, we're down to our last 2 chain 5 spaces. We're going to work 7 double crochets in the second to last chain 5 space. Chain 5, 7 double crochets in the last chain 5 space, chain 2, and double crochet into the top of the double crochet portion of that chain 8 at the beginning of the last row, which is the top of the 3rd chain. So you'll see now we've gone from 3 pattern repeats to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the vest pattern, you will have now gone from 5 repeats to 7. And at this point, you just want to continue on in our established pattern, whether you're following along with the line-by-line instructions or making this side of the vest as long as you desire. Fasten off, and then you're going to want to come back to work your second half of the vest and work into these foundation ovals just like we did at the first side of the vest, and also just like we did on the other side of the armhole opening. Make sure you go to my website to download the free pattern with line-by-line instructions and charts, and to get more information about Be So Tender yarn, 100% organic, worsted weight yarn.
Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.